What's up everybody, Ramey here, and what we're doing is we are reviewing the BalanceFrom trap bar from Walmart. Its retail price on this thing at Walmart right now and Amazon is $100. I've seen it listed for $89. I actually paid $95 from Walmart and I got 5% discount on that, so I paid like, I don't know, $92 or something like that. I'm going to talk about this thing, what I like. I have had a chance to use it and test it out. I'll talk a little bit about that. I'll talk a little bit about the construction, some of the measurements, and some of the things I found that I like and do not like, and if I recommend this and who I recommend it for. All right, you ready to go? So first of all, this is the BalanceFrom trap bar. You can see it's got jacks on it. It's basically an exact copy of, well, a close copy of the Bells of Steel trap bar. It's got high handles, low handles, sleeves, and it's a basic trap bar. It does all the trap bar stuff. I've tested it with deadlifts, I've tested it with lunges. It works just fine for all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's kind of talk about it, because the specs on the site are a little iffy, and I've been seeing people get some different spec bars, so I kind of want to talk through everything. So the first thing is the frame. Frame feels really solid. I'm not sure what this material is. It's like a paint or a zinc. But it's really bright and shiny. I don't think it's really going to chip easily, and it's got a nice shiny grip to it. The bar feels really sturdy. The welds are surprisingly not terrible. I've seen a lot worse from these Chinese manufacturers. The welds seem pretty good. It feels very solid bar. The bar felt a little on the thin side, so I actually measured the diameter, and it's about like, it's just under 25 millimeters, like 24.8. So it's just on the little bit smaller than like what you're going to get with a bellow bar. So that should be pretty solid and should handle everything. So that's not my concern of the bar at all. It actually feels good because of that smaller grip. That helps you grip when you're gripping with deadlift, so that's nice. All right, other parts of the frame that I'm going to talk about. The jack itself, these jacks right here, I can pull it right off. It's actually just like a piece of rubber, but whatever. It works well. I mean, it stands up, no problem. One of the bigger problems of this bar, and we're going to get to the sleeves in a minute, are the no knurling. So it does have like the shape of knurling on it, like it wants to have knurling, but it's basically just flat. There's no knurling on it. So I think that you're going to have to probably, those of you who deadlift a lot or have weak grip, will most likely have to wear straps, or you have to put some kind of like, you can put grip tape on here actually, like because it's so thin, you can easily put like a layer of grip tape, which might help a lot. Personally, I was able to, I deadlifted, I put 295 pounds on my Friday's workout. That was what it called for, and I did not have to use grip at all. I was able to just grip the bar, I think because of the diameter. Now, on a 29 millimeter bar, my grip starts to falter, like on the Ohio Power Bar, around like 225 pounds. On my Ohio deadlift bar from Rogue, which is 27 millimeters, my grip has never faltered on it above 300 pounds. And on this, I picked up 295, no problem. Even though there's no knurl on this at all, it's literally slippery. I have straps, so I'll use them if I need to, but yeah, there's basically no knurl on the bar on either side. Now, what's interesting is I do have the regular BalanceFrom trap bar that they now sell for like 50 bucks. I actually sold it to someone after I got this one. But it now sells for like 50 some dollars new. I think I had paid like 70 bucks for it like a year ago or whatever. But that bar actually did have good knurl on it. The top part of the trap bar had a nice spiky knurl on it. And this one just lacks everything, so no knurl. All right, so diameter between the two sleeves. Now I believe that the way that you're supposed to measure these sleeves when you measure them is from the center to the center. And if you do that, it's 24 inches. So that's a pretty good like average, like Reps trap bar, I think they say standard is like 25. I think Giant's trap bar is like 25, and the narrow on Reps is like 23 or 23 something. So it's 24, so that should be pretty like standard for most people. I personally prefer a little narrower, like the 23, but 24 is not bad. If this was like 25 plus, I probably would personally not like that. But that gets into a preference thing, your body type, how you like the grip, all that kind of stuff. Not really anything you can't change this grip on these kind of trap bars. It's one size, that's it. All right, now let's get to the sleeves, which is kind of like the interesting part of this trap bar. So first of all, like, I've been reading online, I watched Coop's video, he did a review on this bar. His sleeves were only 9 inches, and other people online, their sleeves were only 9 inches. My sleeves are 15 inches of loadable, have 15 inches of loadable weight, literally 15 inches. Like, these are long sleeves, like long, literally 15 inches. Total sleeve length of 17 inches, but loadable sleeve length of 15 inches. So for some odd reason, the sleeves that I got are significantly longer than some of the people who ordered this first. Because I didn't order this like when it first came out. This is like the second round on Amazon or Walmart, and now the bar's available on Amazon. So it's like other people are releasing it and stuff, but my sleeves are 15 inches. So that means I can pretty much fit anything I want to on here. Even like, I'm not gonna have to worry about weight. I had no problem getting 300 pounds on here at all. All right, other thing about these sleeves, first of all, they spin, which is highly unusual for a trap bar. If you're familiar with all the trap bars out there, the only one that really spins is the Bells of Steel, this is what copied Bells of Steel, but it does spin. I personally do not like that whatsoever. It does not need to spin on a trap bar, and it's kind of dumb that it does, but it does. The other thing that's interesting about this trap bar, the sleeves, is there's lots of play here. And it's not like a side-to-side play, it's like an up-down. Like it makes some noise. That has me, I don't really like that per se. None of my other barbells, cheap or good, have any kind of play like that. And as you know, a bar like American barbells don't have like any play here because the tolerances are so good. So clearly there's like some play here. The other thing is the end caps of this bar. So I'm going to show you a picture up on the screen so I don't have to turn this around. But the end caps of this bar are just a black sticker. Like it's a sticker not on a piece of metal. And the other side is just like Chinese writing. So like, that's obviously very cheap. And I'll show you what the inside of the bar looks like on the end cap, which is what barbells can look like. But it's a basic like cheap, very cheap sleeve. I'm gonna have to get like some nice metal end caps, customized ones for this because the ones you get are completely terrible. So that's the bar. I used the bar. As I said, I used it for my workout on Friday. I got up to it was like a first week of my cycle, so I was on 295 pounds or 297, something like that, what it called for. I had no problems loading the bar on the rack. The jack works great. It works just like any other trap bar, like any other open trap bar that you would expect. It handled 295 perfectly fine. I wasn't worried about, like, balance was good. I wasn't worried about stability. I did use the higher handles. Sleeves felt good, nothing wrong there. Everything felt fine. Bar works as advertised, like it works. Now, let me talk about, so I kind of have described the bar and talked about like what I like and don't like. Let me kind of talk about who I think this is for and if you should go ahead and buy it and like if I regret purchasing it. So first of all, I think that the sleeves of this barbell are the weak point. This play right here is not, signals just very cheap. And when you're lifting a lot of weight, you don't want your bar to break. So I think this is like a very cheap point of the bar. And now I'm not like putting this over my head or something like that, so it's not as scary. It's a deadlift, but it still can be problematic if something were to happen. So I think to myself, I only deadlift like 350 pounds total ever, even on like my higher sets right now. I'm probably in my lifetime never gonna hit over 4. Even if I do, I'll probably stop. Like my goal is just not to lift more than that. Like, so I won't. I'll just do higher reps and stuff like that. I switch exercises like between barbell, trap bar, other stuff like that. I think if you're hitting high numbers, like you're in the 500, like you're deadlifting 500 pounds, I think I probably wouldn't trust the sleeves on this. It says it's 1,000-pound capacity, but the play on these sleeves, I don't really, I'm not going to test it, but I don't believe it. I just don't think cheap sleeves like this are going to hold. I think that it'll just be problematic. So I think if you're like, you lift a lot, like 500 plus pounds deadlift, I don't think this is a bar that you want to get. I think this is like a great bar for the person who's deadlifting like, 300 pounds, which is what I was doing the other day, or 200 pounds, whatever. Like, I think this bar will be great for that person. I think it's going to be completely solid, feel really good. Now let's talk about like, should I have gotten like, what other bars out there? Like this bar is so cheap, it's open, it's got the jack on it. So like the only other bars that have open and the jack on them are significantly more money. Like next up we have like the Giant trap bar, Giant and Bells of Steel. Bells of Steel is basically just like this with the spinny sleeves. If I was going to spend the money, I would just get the Giant one. Giant's about $270 right now, I think. However, a few things. First of all, that's a ginormous price increase from this. We're talking, I've spent less than $100 on this. It's on sale for $89 right now versus $270, $300. $270 to $300. That's 3 times the price. 3 times the price. We're talking, that's a big jump for a lot of people. A lot of people don't have that in their budgets. $300 extra bar versus an 80-some, 90-some dollar one. Other thing is the Giant one. Now, I love Giant as a company. They're one of the only companies that actually gives a discount to teachers. And me and my wife are both, I'm a professor, she's a teacher, so I love that. It's a little wider than I personally like, so that could actually be great for some people, but for me, it's not. Then we have the Bells of Steel one. We've got the Titan one, the new Titan released one. Theirs is like, Titan's is $350. Titan's actually has smaller handles, which would be good for me, may not be for other people. And then we've got Reps, which is 400 and Rep. Well, the thing I really like about Reps is it's got the different size grips, so it can really fit everyone, great knurl and stuff like that. Great bar, but we're talking $400 now versus $100. So these aren't even in the same league. Like you can't even compare those good ones to this. It's just not even comparable when we're talking about such a drastic price difference. So I think if you're the person who lifts tons of weight, like I'm saying, like I want to say like 500 pounds, don't just get a different bar. If you're the person who's going to be really picky about this leeway, this slack here on the sleeve, I think go buy a different barbell. And I think if you're like a barbell collector, like I kind of am, I almost kind of wish I just would have went ahead and bought like the Rep one for $400. But man, I mean, I spend a lot of money on gym equipment, and I just can't keep spending like another $400 here, $500 here. It's like I spent $92 on this, so like it wasn't a big deal, and I was able to sell my other one for $50. So like, I didn't really spend a lot of money on this. It was pretty cheap, and it seems like it's going to work and do everything I wanted to do. So I think it's a great deal. I think it's a good buy. As I said, you can buy this thing on Amazon right now. The places selling it on Amazon have no reviews as of this moment, so I don't know if they're trustworthy or not, but they're selling it on Amazon, and they're selling it on Walmart. This BalanceFrom bar. So, you can buy it. It's super cheap, and it seems pretty solid, and seems like it's working. Seems like a decent enough bar. So I think if you're like considering a trap bar, I would 100% get this one versus the closed one, just because it has the jack and is open. So like, why not get those features? But the next models up are significantly more money, so there's just nothing else in this price range. So for those of you that have it, I'd kind of love to hear what your thoughts of it are, if there's anything different. Like about the knurl, one of the interesting things is the sleeve diameter, since some people got like the 9-inch sleeves and mine are 15. I wonder if that's like a first round, like for some reason, like those people got the 9-inch and now all of a sudden everyone else is getting 15. I don't know if that was a mistake by them but the picture shows my sleeves, the 15-inch sleeves. So that is why mine does that. But yeah, it stands up great. It's functioning well. It's just like any other trap bar that you see in the gym, but it just stands and is open. So yeah, it's working good. And I realized I did this review a little early. I like to use things for like sometimes like 2 or 3 months before I review them, but I just wanted to kind of get this out there. I think the only thing that could potentially change is if I start to feel like notice something wrong with the sleeves, because there's so much leeway, but I would obviously let y'all know in this review if that happened. Otherwise, like, it's fine. I mean, it's a trap bar. I used it. I've used a million trap bars in my life. This was like any other one. It's just open with a jack. So yeah, kind of cool. So that's it. That's my review. Later, all.